I was running the ball back and then he hit me, kind of like what's called clothesline. I woke up and I was on my back and then that was it.
People with disabilities want to be known for all of us, not just one part of us. So we always say person with a disability, person who is blind.
I have to wear the glasses because of a deformity, you know what I mean?
It's so important for people with disabilities to get out there and do things.
My family, they had me do all kinds of things. I went whitewater rafting.
I was tired of children being discriminated against just for something they couldn't do. And they weren't viewed as a whole person. And society didn't give them a chance to follow their dreams, to be groomed, to be successful.
When I say she gave me truth and hope, you know, she told me that I had rights and, you know, this is what we're going to do. And it felt like, wow, oh, this is just awesome, you know. I'm not alone.
Which American president had polio but hid his disability from the public?
We love to educate anyone, everyone. We'll do it in a fun way. We're able to laugh at ourselves.
What would you like?
Why are you talking so loudly and weirdly?
I've had this exact same situation happen to me at a restaurant.
My great joy is when I see people, no matter if they have a disability or not, that they are using their gifts and talents and pursuing their dreams, living life to the fullest. That's what we're all about. We want to give hope and encouragement to the current generation of youth. My stove we put Braille labels on it. Yeah, fine, okay. We labeled everything. It says, like, right here says bake, and then you come over here and you press start. And it's automatically at 350. So if I wanted to do something that needed 400, I just would up it. And every time you click it, it goes up 5 degrees. So I have a voice output program they call JAWS, which stands for Job Access with Speech. So I can check my email. I can write documents on here.
Questions, please give me a call. Thank you.
Michelle Heverly is my assistant. Her formal title is personal care attendant, but I consider her my assistant.
Do I really work? I didn't think I worked.
She helps me around the house with household things and driving. But more importantly, and even more importantly, she helps me with my volunteer work in the business of educational advocacy for the inclusion of youth.
Who's that? Oh, that's the school.
Ooh, lovely.
Isaac is the only one on the bus route.
Oh, no, that's unacceptable.
And that way they're meeting the IEP requirements.
This is a challenge that we face on a daily basis, is schools not understanding disability and what kids need to be successful.
There probably isn't a day that goes by that Jill doesn't receive a phone call from a parent with respect to something going on with one of the cases.
And we're trying to fight for Michelle's son to be included. I believe my success in life came because I was included in regular education. I had a rough start though. In kindergarten, I was in a rural school district. They told my parents they could not accommodate my needs. They suggested we move, and they did. That would be illegal nowadays, but it was in the 70s and you could do that back then. I was thankful that we did move because I moved to a district that had a lot more opportunities for me. I became mainstreamed eventually by 5th grade, completely. I lost my sight though completely when I was 17. It was very bad because I already had arthritis, so I couldn't walk well, I couldn't, participate in a lot of things like that. Actually, I was very angry at the world and God. I was like, I already have one disability. I don't need another one. It was actually a very deep and dark time in my life. I was a junior in high school. I don't know if they didn't know to deal with my blindness or what, but I was tutored most of the year at home. That was the worst thing that could have happened to me, was I was segregated. I didn't have my regular routine. I didn't have support of anything then. I was considering suicide at that time. I just said that was it, you know, and but God said, just lean on me, it's gonna be all right. I actually had a dream like that. I dreamt I was writing, and it was beautiful writing. I know that's really odd, and I took that as a sign that God was going to be with me, so I put all my trust in Him and said, okay, God, you gotta help me along the way here. Went back to high school and graduated in top 5th of my class, and I went to Edinburgh University, and I got a BA in psychology. That's where I met my husband, Kirk. I got involved in advocacy issues here in Erie, started working at Voices for Independence, helping people with disabilities to be independent. And that's where I saw that kids with disabilities were still being excluded, discriminated against. The things I went through in the 70s and 80s. And I started doing more advocacy, learning about education law. It's very specialized. I started a young adult peer support group. So a young lady I was working with said, I don't have any friends. And so I said, well, let's start a group for young people with disabilities. And I went on family leave when we adopted Rudy. I love motherhood. It's so awesome. And I knew we had to wait for a specific reason for him. He's the right child at the right time for this circumstance. He's going to be a leader someday. About 2 weeks after we adopted him, I had asked, he told me, here, look at this. And he grabbed my hand to feel something. So he already understood it that fast. But he doesn't think it's any different already. We do everything together, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Rudy, you should tell him what you do when there's toys away in the way here. And I ask you, is it clear?
My mom will trip on them.
So what do you do then, so I don't trip?
I pick them up.
In 2007, a group of my friends who I'd worked with before and parents came together. We formed Educational Advocacy for the Inclusion of Youth. Our mission is to integrate youth with disabilities into the community. And we do that in 3 ways. Advocating within the school system. That's what I'm here to do, is support the parent. Say, yeah, you can do it. I'll be there with you. I know the law, so I know when they're not, being as truthful as they can be.
I'm Anna Fisher. I have a son with Asperger's syndrome.
About 3.5 years ago, Anna, Michael's mother, called me, desperate for help, assistance. She was overwhelmed by the system.
I had an ongoing struggle with school district.
They just didn't understand Asperger's. It was a miserable failure for him.
Wasn't getting anywhere, and I was very discouraged and thought that nobody, could help us.
I taught her about the law, and she went to several trainings with me, actually, and has learned so much.
I didn't know that, the parents had rights and children didn't have to be put in these settings. I should have never signed papers, but in my ignorance, I didn't know. When I say she gave me truth and hope, she told me that I had rights and, this is what we're gonna do, and it felt like, wow, oh, this is just awesome, I'm not alone.
Through our advocacy efforts with the school, collaborating together and being creative, and
no matter what the inconvenience or obstacle was, Jill was there.
He's a freshman in high school now, in regular high school. It's amazing how he's blossomed.
The blocks aren't there. He can be properly educated. He has opportunity, and he has the same opportunities as anybody else.
The most important thing is to see people with disabilities as people first. If you're an employer, a teacher, a community leader, don't be afraid, ask us what we need. We have gifts and talents to use, and we want to be part of the community. Number 2 is our youth leadership mentoring program. They need to learn how to ask for what they need to be successful, and with their employers, with the community. Their parents aren't going to be around forever, so. And the 3rd way is the community education, going to school assemblies, teaching all kids about what disability is. And we want to expand that to employers. We've already helped 37 families within the last year. So we're hoping this video would do is to educate the community of the need and to come alongside of us and help advocate with us for inclusion and to see the person as a person and not their disability. We need funds, of course, because this is all volunteer right now. We're a new organization. If you're a school, a business association, we would love to come and do a presentation for you. It's very humorous, uplifting, encouraging presentation with skits and fun interactive questions. If you'd like more information, please contact us at EAIY.org or call us at area code 814-825-0788, or you may email us at advocate, ADVOCATE, at EAIY.org.